There we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Sweat Club. So happy you're here today. I do have a few announcements before class. So, I have recently realized the power of asking for help, which is something that I'm not super accustomed to doing. I've always been Miss Strong, Independent Woman, but recently I had a bunch of cancellations for my retreat in North Carolina. I went from like 15 to 5 people in the period of like 3 months because of things in the US. And we had a couple injuries and some health and wellness issues. And so I was really scared I was going to have to cancel the retreat. And I told everyone on the internet, which felt weird. And you may have received the email where I was just like, hey guys, I might have to cancel. And within the span of like a week, I got 4 new registrations. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that shared it, to everyone that told their friends, to everybody that signed up. I'm going to continue to be like, hey, if you know people that want to go on retreats, most of my business is run by word of mouth, right? So I actually really do need your help, and I'm okay admitting that now. So feel free to share if you have time with the people you love, and obviously, I would love to see you on a retreat as well if you're not signed up yet. With that, we are going to focus on accepting help today. So I think today's class is going to be a little bit of fun self-inquiry and also some really fun movement. One thing before we get started, I want you to just look around your house. I would like you to have something that you can put your foot up onto. I know you're probably already like, what is she going to be doing? For me, this chair is a good height. I want it to be not too high. So you might even just be here or here. It doesn't have to be that high, but I want you to be able to be flexing your hip as you bring your foot up onto something. If you have a ton of flexibility and you can get your foot really high, then maybe you're going to like create a tower. Pause and create a tower if you're not joining live. But for me, this is a comfortable height because it doesn't really matter. We have a huge stretch. So look around your room, look around your house. And if you can't find anything, don't worry. The other option is to do this movement right here on the ground. And I will cue that later. We'll talk you through it so you have time. For now, let's just start in child's pose today. Bring your toes together, your knees wide, sit your bum back, reach your hands forward, let your forehead rest on the mat. And then shimmy your hips side to side. If you have any tension in the knees or pressure, you're welcome to tuck something behind your thighs and your calves, or even curl your toes under and sit your butt back. Sometimes that helps people feel a little bit better in the posture. So just a reminder that anything I cue in class today, you modify for your body. Do what feels good, do what makes you happy. Take a deep breath in and gently exhale. Let your body come to stillness. Feel your chest drop down towards the ground. Allow your hips to open. And then as you inhale, imagine your belly button reaching all the way down to the ground. Like you're so close to the ground, your belly button could touch it. And then as you exhale, pull the belly button in and up, but see if you can push the chest down closer to the mat. Again, inhale, pushing the diaphragm down, extending. Imagine your belly button can push down onto the mat. Exhale, pull up and in. Same pattern. If you can do this, and if your belly button does push down to the mat, imagine pushing your belly as hard as you can into the mat. So the choice here is really all about engaging the diaphragm on the way up and the way down. Take 4 more of these breaths. If your mind starts to wander, bring it back to this cadence of breath. And then if you like, you can start using your ujjayi breath for class, constricting the back of your throat slightly, making your inhales and exhales sound like an ocean wave. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's fine too. You'll just focus on this diaphragmatic breathing, right? Throughout class, the diaphragm engages even as your core engages. Breath in and out. On your next inhale, push into your fingertips. Pull yourself up very slowly to tabletop pose. Walk your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, and then walk your knees together. So your knees were wide before, now bring them together and then sit yourself back into an extended child's pose. So arms will go back, forehead comes to the ground, and you're in basically like a little egg shape, taking some of the pressure off the hips. As you develop this breathing for class, I'd like you to reflect on how you accept help. Do you find it easy when people say, "Hey, I want to help you"? Or are you the type of person to be like, "No, no, I got it. It's fine. I don't want to be a bother." There's no right or wrong answer. There just is. Just try to be aware of how you would behave in a situation where someone was like, "Hey, can I help?" One more breath in and out. Inhale, push into your knees. Draw your hands forward. Lift yourself back up into a tabletop pose, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And we'll move right into cat and cow. So drop your belly, roll your shoulders back, look high. Cow pose, but stay. Now, as you breathe in, push the diaphragm down into the belly, but the core is in. Exhale, belly button in and up. Again, inhale here. Exhale, round to cat pose, and we hold. Tuck your chin, look at your belly button. Inhale here, keep pulling the belly button in. Exhale. Inhale, drop your belly. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Gaze high, cow pose. Exhale, tuck through the chin first, round the shoulders, push into cat. Again, drop the belly. Shoulders back. Look high. Exhale, round. Cat. Next breath in, come to center, and then we're going to take barrel rolls. So what that'll look like is you'll try to push your torso over to the right side, then hunch into cat up to the ceiling, torso over to the left side, drop your belly down. So we're making a big circle, torso up and to the right, cat, torso to the left, and down into cow. Continue going this direction for 2 more times, belly down. Think about how your spine moves in this posture. How can you make the movement bigger? Come back to center and then take it over opposite direction to the left. Belly up, belly to the right and down. Left, pull up, to the right, down. One more time, up, over, and down. And then inhale back to center, long even spine. Walk your hands, one hand print forward. Curl your toes under, push up and back, downward facing dog, first one of class. Pedal the feet out. Check in with how your downward dog feels today. Option to always stay in tabletop or even take a back bend in down dog if you're feeling tired as we go through class. Remember, there's so many different options, and I want you to listen to what works for you. Sink your heels down to the mat. Push your hands away from you and then inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk yourself to the top of the mat. Fold in Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Either hands to shins. Take a look at me and just think about your upper spine, because one of the things I see a lot of times is if you look at my rounded spine here, this is pretty common in class. So think about pushing your butt up and back and then lifting and squeezing up, almost like you had a bar to lift, which is why the hands on the shins can be really helpful. Scapula squeeze together. Exhale, fold. Inhale, butt back, arms wide, push yourself up, look high, hands high. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands by your sides, Tadasana pose. Inhale, sweep up, look up, our sun A. It is sunny here today. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step one foot back, the other foot back, and then we'll lower down slow. Knees might be down for this first round, especially. 3, 2, 1. Untuck your toes, inhale up, baby cobra, hug your elbows in, hover your hands, and stay as you exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stay. We get higher every time. Inhale, lift, push your feet into the mat. Exhale, stay. One more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Curl your toes under. Hug your elbows in. Lift your knees maybe, or knees down if you're coming to tabletop, and we'll push up slow and controlled. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, slowly walk. Top of the mat, Uttanasana. Head comes down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your feet wide, about hip width distance apart. Take a really big bend in your knees. So even if you're up here, you're going to bend your knees so much that you can come down and grab for your toes with your peace fingers. You're going to be making this shape. Maybe you can see that, hopefully. Wrap your fingers around your toes with your thumbs, but don't have your thumb on the mat. The thumbs are just connected to the fingers. Inhale, lift up halfway. Try to straighten your arms. Exhale, fold and pull yourself down and in. So your chest will be on top of your thighs. Your knees could be bent to here. I don't care how much, but the idea is the chest is locked to the thighs, and then you can start to work on straightening the legs little by little by little as you pull in. Elbows come out to the side. Breath in and out. Pull down. Another inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. So you'll lift up, try to straighten the arms. Exhale, pull yourself down one last time. And then release your hands at the bottom and notice, maybe you're a little bit deeper in your fold. Inhale, halfway lift, no hands on the toes. Exhale, sit your butt back. Inhale, come up, chair pose, biceps by the ears. Breath in. Exhale, hands to your hips, breath out. Okay, so I know I can't see you all of you at home. Sink lower from here to here. I know we're just warming up the legs. So typically what happens when we start is our legs want to resist a little bit and they're like, oh, why are you making me do this again? So that's why it helps to just get it over with, right? Sink lower, get it over with. Breath in and out. Inhale, push yourself up to standing. Exhale, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Breath in and out. Step your feet together, toes touch. Bend into your legs. So we're going to, now this is a baby chair, right? A baby chair bend, and then reach your right foot forward. So you're going to push your heel down into the ground with your left leg bent. You should start to feel a lot of strength on the quad, hands on the hips. So if you don't have a lot of flexibility in this right hamstring, you might stay up here and work. Otherwise, you're going to start to bend at the torso and fold towards that leg any amount. Think about folding your chest over that right leg as you push your heel into the ground and hold. Micro bend in the right knee. The bigger the bend in the left knee, the harder it'll be. 3. Keep breathing deep. 2. And 1. Inhale, lift yourself up. Exhale, step your feet together. Weird, huh? It's always weird the first time. Breath in. And out. Shift your weight over into your right leg. Take a little bend. So we have our baby chair now. Left leg will come out. And then option to stay here, you just push the heel into the ground. So the action is just pushing down like you're trying to kick a hole through the floor. Otherwise, butt back, start to fold your chest over that leg. The more you bend in the right knee, the harder it will be. Breath in and out. Wherever you are, keep pushing down in this heel. Breath in and out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Push yourself up. Exhale. Feet together. Hands by your side. Tadasana. Breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Sweep your hands high. Look up. Exhale. Fold. Breath is moving a little more quickly right now. Try to stay with me. Inhale. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank pose, knees up or knees down. We lower down together. 3, 2, 1. Inhale up. Let's all take a baby cobra one more time. So baby cobra is no hands. And then let's put our hands down. Start to push and lift up. Full cobra. Hips are on the ground. Exhale, lower. Let's take that again. Inhale, lift up. Baby cobra, no hands. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, push up, full cobra. Elbows aren't out, they are in. Exhale, lower down. One more, we're gonna add on if you like and feel good. Remember, you stop where you like. Inhale up, baby cobra. Exhale, hands down. Inhale up, full cobra. Option to stay. Or inhale, push into your arms. Exhale, lower down. So the height is what we're kind of playing with in full cobra to baby cobra, because there's all these different levels, right? And that's what I want you to be aware of. You stop where you feel comfortable. Curl the toes under, push yourself up nice and slow. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Inhale your right leg high, pull your left hip back in space. Exhale, stay, either point or flex the right toe. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose, round through, and then take a look at me. Hold here, step your right foot through, and we're in a low lunge. But look, I'm not far enough, so we know what we're gonna do. We're gonna accept some help from our right hand. You can grab the back of your right foot, step it through, low lunge. If you can't get your foot up there, always use the hand to help, and then inhale up, crescent pose. Pull your right hip back in space, lower yourself down. Breath in and out. Another breath in. Reach the fingertips high and out. Sink down lower. Inhale. Exhale, sweep the hands down. Frame the foot. Drop the back knee down, untuck the toe. And then we'll come into a lizardy lunge. So push the left hip flexor down to the ground as much as you can. Think about sinking in, but at the same time, imagine squeezing the shoulder blades together, pulling the chest forward. Notice once you start to pull the chest forward, you might get to sink lower. If you have blocks, a great time to use blocks here. If you're like, Madison, this is really hard, I have no blocks, you're welcome to come here in our Anjaneyasana kind of variation and sit up a bit. It's actually easier with the hands down. Breath in and out. Close your eyes. Think about letting go in that hip flexor. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Breath in. Exhale. Release. Curl your back toe under. Lift your back knee up. Option 1, just make your way to down dog. Option 2, try to round through the spine, lift the foot first, and then step back, downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Inhale your left leg high. Pull the right hip back in space. Feel that right hamstring getting long as you sink the right heel down. Point or flex the left toe. Up to you. Just remember that foot's alive. Breath in and out. One more inhale here. Exhale, knee to nose. And then step through low lunge. And look, if you can't make it, here's the tip. Grab for the ankle, step the foot forward with the hand, then sink down, inhale up, press and pose. Pull the left hip back in space. Hands are high. A lot of times what I'll see is kind of hands are just like, we're here, we're hanging out. No, imagine you're trying to reach for something you really love up above you, right? Then sink down, straight as you can get through that right leg. The straighter it is, the more you'll feel on that right hip flexor. Breath in and out. Another breath in and out. Last time, inhale here. Exhale, hands come down, frame the foot. Untuck the back toe, lizard lunge. Maybe you wiggle the foot forward a little bit, sink into that right hip flexor. Option to be here, option to have that back knee padded. I really care less about what your spine is doing and more about the right hip flexor. Focusing on counteracting all of that running, walking, desk sitting, breath in and out. Another breath in and out. Last time, inhale. Exhale, curl your back toe under. Lift your back knee up. Option one, just make your way to down dog. Option two, maybe lower the hands, push and round through the spine. Can you lift the foot first and then step back, downward facing dog? Inhale, come forward, plank pose. Exhale, lower down. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale your choice of back bend. The last option, which is up dog. Your hips are off of the mat and you're pulling your hips forward as you squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then we all lower down together. All right, hands come forward. Rest your head on your hands. Close your eyes. Checking in. I'd like you to feel and just imagine in your body how you feel when someone offers you help. Your immediate first sensation, your first reaction. Now take a deep breath in. And exhale, can you relax slowly out the nose? Again, inhale. Exhale, feel your body relax. One more time, I'm giving you a break because we're about to do something a little fiery. Breath in. And exhale, feel your body relax. Shift your weight over into your right leg. Inhale, extend and lift your left leg up off the mat. So your leg is straight. We're working on hip extension. Lift the foot up and back. Imagine I'm behind you and I'm just tugging on your leg. Then try to draw tiny little circles with your toe. Imagine like the size of an orange, not a basketball. How precise can you be? Keep pointing your toe. My foot's cramping for some reason. Like it's like, why are we pointing this hard and this long? So just be aware. Now switch directions with your little orange. If you've gotten sloppy, come back to precision. You are making art. 3, 2, 1. Release the left leg down. Inhale, right leg comes up. Point the toe. Same thing. See how much of the leg you can get off the ground. In a perfect world, your hip bone is the only thing touching on that right side. Now start to draw little baby circles. An orange, maybe an egg. Is it an oblong circle? Perhaps. If it's oblong and you're doing it on purpose, then great. All right, ready? Now reverse. Keep breathing. Slow and steady as you make these circles. Be precise. Point your toe. 3, 2, 1. Release the leg down. Breath in and out. Slide your hands back by your sides. Hug your elbows in. Curl your toes under. Push yourself up. Slow plank or tabletop. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Bend in your knees. Step. Controlled. Maybe one big toe at a time is all that's touching to the top of the mat. And then eventually you'll fold into Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit back, chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now shift your weight over into your right leg. Bring your left leg out, same as we did before. Sit deep, push the heel into the ground. Now first we start with a push. Feel the foot going down, push harder, bend deeper in that right knee. Now in a second, I'm gonna ask you to do the opposite and lift your left foot off the ground. But don't straighten your right leg. Keep your torso where it is. It's gonna be really hard. 3, 2, and then 1. Try to lift that foot. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. Yep, confirmed. We got it confirmed. 3, 2, and 1. Replace the foot down. Push it down in the ground. We've got 3 of these. Breath in and out. Okay, inhale. Ready? Lift, hold. Don't move that right leg. 3, 2, and 1. Back down. Okay, one more round. Push the foot into the ground. Should be pushing so hard into the ground, your foot's like, whoa. All right, 3, 2, and now lift and hold, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Exhale, try to come to standing, straighten the right leg, and then put the left foot on the ground, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale. Shift your weight over into your left leg, hands to the hips, bend into the knees, right leg comes out. So start with the push. Remember, you might be working here. It's going to be a little bit easier than if you're working down here. Wherever you feel like working today, first push the heel into the ground. Push, push, push. Foot's wiggling. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. 3, 2, and then 1. Now try to lift the foot without moving the torso. If you lift up in that left leg or the torso, it's going to get a lot easier. 3, 2, and 1 release. This is so hard to talk and do, I promise. I'm with it. I'm with it and with you. I'm not super with it, but I got it. Here we go. Push down. Push the heel into the mat. 3, 2, push harder. 1, and now lift. Lift and squeeze, lift and squeeze. Maybe the heel just comes off the mat for a second. 3, 2, 1, down. Last time. Breath in and out. Push down into the heel. Push, your foot's wiggling. Remember, it's like, ah. 3, 2, and 1. Now lift the heel, stay low, stay low, stay low. Breath in, breath out. And then inhale, come to standing on the one leg, right foot by the left, hands by your side, Tadasana. Breath in and out. Another. Breath in and out. Inhale, sweep your hands high, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step right back to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high. Option to skip this, or you can come with me for the little ab workout. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. How high can you get it up on the tricep? Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. Tuck it under. How high can you get it? Inhale, right leg high. And then we all meet on this one. Exhale, knee to forehead. Remember, our first option for help as we step through, you might grab the foot, step it through to get it higher, low lunge. Inhale up, crescent pose, hands high. Pull that right hip back and then sink down, 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 down. How low can you go? Breath in and out. Another breath in and out. Last time, inhale here. Exhale, widen, warrior 2, first warrior 2 of the day. Once more, think about the thighs rolling out in this posture. So I try to cue this every time because sometimes we forget that the thighs are actually opening, right? The hips are opening, they're in external rotation. Then sink down into that front knee, but don't let the torso come forward. Keep the torso aligned with the hips, straight up. Hands extend. Breath in and out. Bonus work, pull your feet together in this posture. Breath in. It'll get like 30 times harder. Breath out. I don't think I can do it or I won't be able to talk. One more. Inhale. Exhale, come forward. Bring your elbow to your knee. Sweep your hand around. Extended side angle. So we're creating one long line from the foot all the way up to the fingertips on that left side. But then notice if your shoulder's by your ear like mine, unshrug the shoulder. Neck is long. Breath in and out. Sink down into the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Another. Inhale. Okay, power up through your legs. You're really strong. Do not straighten that leg. Come up. Warrior two. Reach. Ooh. Exhale, sweep the hands down. Frame the foot. Back heel off the mat. Push into your hands. Step up and back. Downward facing dog. I don't know if you guys are sweaty, but I am definitely sweaty. Breath in and out. Inhale your left leg high. Reminder, you can hold maybe tabletop or down dog with the left leg high, or you can come with me. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, left leg high. Keep that hip closed. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to forehead. Lean, step through, low lunge. Grab for the back of the heel if you need to. Step and help yourself. Come on up. So something worth considering is when we have this idea of like, oh, I need help. I can't get my leg all the way to the front. Remember, your hands are up here. You're crushing it. Sink low. We tend to think that that might be wrong or that might be a failure, right? But in reality, it's just a different way to do something. It's a different way to be. Breath in, straight as you can get through that back leg. Exhale. Inhale, one more breath. That's strong crescent, guys. Exhale, spin back. Warrior two. Now, in your warrior two, look forward, sink down, external rotation in the thighs. And when we do that, what will naturally happen is our butt will tuck under a little bit. So the pelvis tucks, thighs rotate, arms are strong, torso is in line with the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Another. Inhale. Don't move. You are a statue. You are stone. Exhale. Last time. Inhale here. Exhale, elbow to knee. Sweep the arm around. Extended side angle. Ear away from the shoulder. One long line of energy. Think about rolling that right shoulder out to the side. So you're not dropping down, right? Opening the chest. Breath in. Drop the hips down. Breath out. Again. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Power up. Your legs are not going to be straightened. They're going to stay as they are. Inhale up. Oh, warrior two. You've got it. Exhale. Sweep the hands down. Frame the foot. Push up, back, down dog. Breath in and out. Inhale, look between your hands. Listen carefully. Exhale, you'll step one foot to the outside of your right hand and then your left hand, or you're going to hop into your yogi squat, both feet on the outside. Now, depending where you are, you might be here, you might be here, you might be here, or you're all the way down. You know, lately we've been doing down here is like cheating, right? Because I'm in my passive range. I'm just chilling. I'm not working. So everybody meet me up a little bit higher. Make sure you're up so you're engaged. Elbows into the knees, hands to the heart. If you're here, you have the option to do this posture as well. I just want the legs opening, but at the same time, push your legs into either your hands or to your knees. So we're starting to feel that engagement. You're going to need it later with our peak posture, I promise. Breath in. Don't sink too low, stay up, breath out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Push in, squeeze, pull your pelvic floor in and up, and then slowly, really slow, come to standing. Oh my God, it's horrible, isn't it? Slowly, slowly, slowly. Feet together, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Close your eyes. Regulate your breath. Maybe wipe your face off if you're me. Before we move again, I'd like you to consider how often you ask for help. You find it easy to ask? You find it hard? Or does it come naturally? Again, no wrong answers. Breath in and out. One more little flow. Inhale, sweep the hands high, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank or tabletop, option to away. Skip these and take a child's pose. Lower down, 3, 2, 1. Untuck your toes. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Exhale, lower. Curl your toes under. Push yourself up, plank or tabletop. Exhale back, down dog. Right into it. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, listen carefully. Right knee to right elbow, and then rotate your thigh, external rotation. Bring it down to the ground, coming to our pigeon pose. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now, a lot of times in this posture, we sink down and in. Today, I want you to pull your right hip back, your left hip flexor forward, and lift yourself up off the ground. So it's like you're rocket up to the sky. Why? Because we're strong and we're gonna reach as we extend the hands. Ready? Lift up, lift up. Breath in. Keep pulling the right hip back, left hip flexor forward. Stay for one more breath. And then, exhale, lower that bad boy down. Option to lower the chest. Hands can come forward. Now, in this posture, sometimes teachers will cue your shin should be parallel with the front of your mat. Maybe if you're a circus performer or you've been practicing yoga for a really long time, but for me, I like a nice big angle because what we're really focused on is this hip opening, right? So sink your weight over into the right hip in this posture. See how that feels? And then try sinking your weight over into the left hip flexor, a little bit of hip extension. Come back to center. Now, pull your right hip back, your left hip flexor forward. Try to lift yourself up out of this posture without using your hands. Hands high. Exhale, hands come to the ground. Curl the back toe under. Lift the hips up. Internally rotate the thigh, so we take the crank out of it, and then exhale back, down dog. The crank, that's probably not a good yoga word. Just crank it, guys. Breath in and out. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, left leg high. A pro tip, the reason we do these is so we can get closer to stepping through. Exhale, left knee, right tricep, because every time we do this motion, we get closer. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to elbow, externally rotate the thigh, and then lower yourself down into a pigeon pose. Today, instead of being low or forward, we're going to be up and pulling right or left hip backwards, right hip flexor forwards. Reach your hands high, our hovering pigeon. Breath in and out. How far away can you get your butt from the ground? Maybe you're even wrinkling up your mat as you do this. Breath in and out. One more time. Inhale here. And then exhale, you can lower the hips down, wiggle that right hip flexor back, and then fold over your front leg, reach your hands forward. Just like we did the last time, shift your weight over into your right hip. Feel how the stretch feels there. And then switch your weight over to the right side. A little bit more in that hip flexor. A reminder, there's no right or wrong, only where you feel the engagement that feels the best. Breath in and out. Another inhale. Exhale. Okay, now pull your left hip backwards, right hip flexor forwards so much that you start to lift yourself out of the pose without using your hands. Wow, that's rough. And then exhale. Sweep your hands down, curl your back toe under. Wiggle forward. Can you lift up, internally rotate the leg, and then step back, downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, hop, walk yourself to the top of the mat and fold Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, butt back, chair pose, biceps by the ears. And then come up to standing. Exhale, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Breath in. Close your eyes, breath out. Now I'd like you to imagine how you feel when you have to ask for help. What sensations arise in the body and arise in the mind? Inhale, new, fresh energy. And as you exhale, imagine yourself relaxing into this sensation. Again, inhale. Exhale, relax. Last time, breath in. Exhale. All right, blink your eyes open. And then now is this time where we need the prop. So no matter what you've chosen, remember you might have a chair, you might have something else. This is our help for today. So if you have a chair and it has a back, I want the back to be pointing to the right side. So if you look at me, my chair is facing you, my left leg's here, so that it's going to be pointing to the back. If there's no back on your thing, that's great. It makes it even easier to do this next step. So hands come to the hips. I'll give you a little time. Are you almost there? I feel like you're almost there. Shift your weight over into your right leg, and then lift your left leg up onto whatever item you've chosen. Now, just like we did in the ground, take a little baby bend into the left leg and push your foot into the chair, or I'm gonna just call it the chair. For the purpose of this, you might not have a chair, but we're gonna refer to it as chair. Remember, the other option is to do the exact same thing here. You don't need a chair to do this. If you've got something that's lifted, push into the chair, because I said that's what we're doing, right? And then take a breath in, straighten through your right leg. Can you try to lift your foot off of that item? Try to lift. If it doesn't lift, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But I want you to have the engagement. Attempt to lift, attempt to lift, attempt. And then release. Breath in. And out. Ooh, almost fell over. Another breath in. And now, once more, try to lift the leg up. Stay straight, try to lift. Try to lift. 3, 2, 1. Release. Perfect. Now, option 1 is you are going to stay here. And for our peak pose today, you'll focus on just doing a lift and a hover. You might be here and you're focusing on lifting and hovering as high as you can. You don't need the chair to do this. If you've got the chair, our help, right? You're already part of the way to the pose. You can stay here, practice the lift, or start to lean your torso forward and grab for your big toe. If you can't reach your big toe with your leg straight, you can bend the leg on the chair. So we've got the chair getting us a little bit higher, right? Hand comes to the hip, push into the right leg, and then lift yourself up. Bring the knee to the outside of the tricep, and you can hug the foot in. If you're able to do it straight, you'll just move from there to here. Pull your left shoulder back in space wherever you are, and try to reach. Standing toe to hand pose. I don't remember what this is called. Worst yoga instructor ever. Breath in, straight through the right leg. And out, we're all holding together. 3, 2, and then 1. Everybody out on whatever version you've chosen. We have one more round. So we're going to add on briefly. The next add-on will be we'll widen the leg out to the side, which is why we worked a little bit on the hip rotation, the external rotation, right? So your option will be to be here, lift, hover, and widen. Ooh, and you feel that in the hip flexor. Like mine, that might be even harder. Option 2, come with me. Lean forward. Maybe you can grab for the big toe. Option to have the knee bent. We try to lift up. No matter where you are, you might be here. Great. Then you'll just widen the knee out to the side. Maybe you're here. Great. Try to widen. Or foot extends and then try to widen the hip and hold. Maybe you can extend your right arm and gaze over to the right side. Breath in and out. Another breath in and out. Last time, inhale wherever you've chosen. Exhale, we all come out back to center. Release. If you have a chair, pat your chair and then step off. We've got the opposite side. So the reason I like to use the chair in this is because it helps us work on finding balance, and it also allows us to engage in our end range, right? Because from here, if you can lift your foot from here to here, it's a little easier. If you're only from here to here, the ground is great. But if you've got a chair, oops, make sure your chair is to the back, right? Because we're going to extend the leg. Opposite leg. If you're up here, I'm already at the end of my active range. So I'm almost to where I need to be. All right, round 2. Start wherever you like, lean forward, and then we just lift to start. Take a breath in, lift and squeeze, hold. 3, 2, 1, and release. Breath in and out. Like this is the easiest thing in the world. We love our chair. All right, round 2. Inhale. Exhale, maybe the hand extends forward, grabs for peace fingers. If you can't reach it, you could have the bend in the knee to get to the peace fingers. And then try to lift yourself up to standing. I just noticed this is a good option too. You could lift yourself up with your hand on the chair and have yourself supported the whole time. Maybe extend the foot forward. Pull your right shoulder back in space. Breath in and out. We have 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale here. And then exhale, everybody down. We recalibrate. Breath in and out. So our last version will be the widening version, which will come from here to here, right? You might just be working with a little bend in that left knee, or you'll have the big toe bind. So find where you're starting. Inhale. Exhale, lean forward, grab your peace fingers to the big toe, then draw the knee up. Maybe you start with a bent leg and widen, that's fine. Maybe you have a half bent leg and widen. Maybe you have fully bent, widen, left hand can be to the hip, or maybe out to the side. Maybe you gaze to the left. Breath in. Exhale. Breathe steady in and out. Try to stay straight through that left leg if you're in the final posture. Inhale. Exhale, everybody back to center. Close the hip. Release the foot down. Let go of your toe if you have it. And then give your chair a hug and be like, good job, chair. Move your chair out of the way now that it's had a really good workout, whatever your chair may be. And come to standing at the top of your mat. Close your eyes, Tadasana. Breath in and out. Inhale, sweep your hands up, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, take your arms wide, push yourself up, look high. We're just going to do a half sun A to clear the breath. Exhale, fold all the way down, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, butt back, arms wide, push yourself up, look high. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, butt back, arms wide, push yourself up. Look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breath in and out. Turn your toes out, your heels in. One more time. So, option one, go down and just take a seat on the mat. You don't have to do any of this crazy stuff. Option two, come with me through a yogi squat. If you're here, hold your yogi squat briefly. If this is as low as you can get, just hold it, squeeze it, and then sit down. Find a way to sit down on the mat. If you can come down so your butt is like not too far off the mat, probably here you can still do it. Reach your hands forward, your butt back, hands forward, butt back, and then eventually you just plop onto your bum and come to Navasana pose. Point your toes, option to have the toes on the ground. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Maybe the feet extend, maybe the hands extend. Breath in and out. After this, we're laying down. I promise, we're almost there. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the scapula together. One more. Breath in. And then as you exhale, extend the toes, extend the hands, lower yourself little by little, one vertebra at a time, all the way down to the mat. Release the feet, palms face up. Close your eyes, breath in and out. Flip your palms down onto the mat. Walk your feet back towards your hips, coming to a bridge pose. Option, if you have something in the house, you could take a supported bridge. That could feel really nice right now. Otherwise, you can come to with me, just push the hips up towards the sky. And maybe you clasp the hands under your back, but maybe you're like me and I don't feel like it right now, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna do a baby bridge. Squeeze your glutes, see what feels good. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. Exhale, release the hips down. Take your knees wide, your feet apart. Just briefly rest in recovery pose. Separate your knees. And then draw them up to a 90-degree bend. Bring your arms to a T out to the side. We'll just take an easy twist over to the left side to start. So you can drop your knees over to the left, maybe bump that left hip under. And then take your gaze over to the right side. So for the last few postures of class, I'd like you to try out a mantra with me. A mantra is just something you'll repeat in your head with an inhale and an exhale. And so the mantra is very simple. As you inhale, I want you to think, I am helpful, because I know you all are very helpful. And then as you exhale, I want you to think in your head, I deserve help. So try it with me. Think in your head. Inhale, I am helpful. Exhale, I deserve help. Again, inhale, I am helpful. Exhale, I deserve help. Continue this mantra for 5, even 6 more breaths until we move on to the other side. Just let it repeat. On your next, I am helpful. You can lift yourself back up to center, even out the hips. And then exhale, I deserve help, over to the opposite side. Maybe bump that hip under, set up.
Gaze over to the left if it feels comfortable on the neck, and then continue the mantra. Inhale, I am helpful. Exhale, I deserve help. See if you can't relax your body, not just in this posture, but to the idea. Take 2 more. Stick with the mantra. On your next, I am helpful. Bring your way back to center. Even out the hips. Take a happy baby. Reach up, grab for your feet. Continue the mantra for 5 more breaths. Inhale, I am helpful. Feel free to move or stay. Exhale, I deserve help. On your next, I am helpful. Bring your knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. And then exhale, extend out into Shavasana. Let your feet go wide. Let your toes fall out. Palms face up. Feel free to prop yourself up in any way that you need. Say the mantra 2 more times once you've relaxed. And then on your next inhale, take a big breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Let your mantra go. Allow your mind to empty and drift off into your Shavasana.
One of the craziest things about us as humans is that we tend to think that accepting for or asking help makes us weaker. When in reality, if we look at it through a yoga lens, right? Say we use a chair or a block or a strap, or we ask a teacher for instruction. Asking for help literally makes us stronger, makes us able to do more. So before you move out of Shavasana, ask yourself, is there anything that you need to ask for help for? And can you think of someone that you could ask? Without shame, without guilt, just recognizing that you are deserving of help and that help for all of us makes us stronger. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, rock your head side to side. Open your mouth, move your jaw, wrinkle your nose. And then eventually sweep your hands up above your head, point your toes, and take a big morning stretch to the left and to the right. Allow your spine to lengthen. And then as you exhale, you can draw one knee towards the chest, sweep your hands down, and then roll over onto your right side, using your right arm as a pillow, bringing in that left or opposite leg as you move. Take a moment just to thank yourself for showing up for class today, making time for an hour of you. And then push yourself up to a comfortable seat facing the sound of my voice. Hands can come either together at heart center, palms in prayer, or maybe two hands over the heart if that feels more authentic to you. Just feel the warmth of your own hands, the energy and the heat that you've created in your body. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Gently blink your eyes open. Get reacquainted with the space around you. Thank you all for your fantastic work today. Great job. If you have any questions, please reach out to me and let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye.